Alright, so I was playing just some grinding out games, not planning on doing commentary for some of these, but then this Inventrix game happened, and so I started recording but not commentating, so it was pretty insane. So now I'm going to just kind of commentate my thoughts as I'm playing it and point out some mistakes I realized I made partway through. So after the draft, I saw that I had 3 science tags plus the 4th with Inventrix, and so I said, well, gee, I definitely need to go for getting down that quantum extractor turn 1. That's pretty ridiculous. So my next moves are all getting the science tags down, which I can do thanks to that nice titanium, and then selling the junk cards of flooding and hackers that I've got no interest in. Yeah, you see it right. 5 energy, turn 1 as Inventrix. So, interestingly enough, I already have the 2 power that I need to get Power Supply Consortium, so that's really cool. So I definitely am gonna pick that up. Now, the other thing I'm thinking about is asteroid mining. I have the cost reduction on space. I do have a fuel factory, so is it worth picking up? Maybe. So I decided to pick it up as a possibility. Now it's power consortium versus fuel factory, and I ultimately think the money and the titanium is worth more than 1 more energy right now. Don't forget to draw that card. Large convoy, making me feel pretty good about going with the asteroid mining choice, because I do need titanium to help pay for that in an efficient way. And hello, Steelworks, Earth Catapult, Titanium Mine, obvious picks. Especially with a strip mine, imagine how much I can get in terms of value from playing all that. Problem is by grabbing all of it, I can't actually play any of it this turn, which kind of stinks. I really would have liked to have played Steelworks there to start getting that steel income in. Molehole Area 2. Goodness, it just keeps getting better. I pass on the Ganymede because at this point I need to focus on my engine and I don't have an obvious Jovian path at this point. I have some potential titanium production, but it's all too theoretical for me to go for it now. Just enough to get the titanium mine down, which is great, 2 titanium a turn. That should let me play the asteroid mining at some point. Security fleet's worth thinking about because I do have a lot of titanium, but ultimately I think I decide that it's just too slow for what I'm trying to do right now. Now Mohole area is an obvious put down because I really want to get my heat going. I've had a number of runs where my high score was lost because I didn't get enough heat, and ultimately I decide cards are what I want. I was really thinking about the plants too, and then Arctic Algae and Acquired Company, excellent cards. The problem is it's hard to find the time to play them. I have a lot of options and a lot of things I'm trying to build here. So AI Central is obviously a bonkers pick since I already have the 3 science tag requirement and it's pretty early on, but I have to get the energy for it and I have to have the money for it. Lycan, I'm going back and forth. Ultimately I decide I don't have enough money. So I get the power so I can go ahead and start on the AI Central next turn, and also to transfer a little bit of power now. I decided to keep buying cards because I think that's the best way to get the card advantages, considering I have Earth Catapult in hand. It's great to have more cards. Alright, Gen 7, this is the point where I need to start thinking about terraforming ideally, and Lake Marineris shows up, which is excellent. It helps me a lot with my oceans. I decided to pass on the rest. None of it's really worth slowing my engine down right now for. And so now I need to make a decision on what I go after, and I decide AI Central, the sooner the better, with Earth Catapult. Though if I'd played Earth Catapult instead, then maybe I could, you know, start getting a discount on everything. An anti-grav technology from the AI Central. What a pickup. Mining area shows up, and so I'm rewarded for my placement. I check to see if I can do asteroid mining and mining area, and I can. So that's going to bring me up to 5 titanium generation. $1. Isn't that just beautiful? Nothing more to do. So now Olympus Conference, Mass Converter, Nuclear Zone, all insane. Methane from Titan even is very cool because of all my extra titanium, so I'm going to pick that up too. Alright, now how to play all this is my current thought. Alright, so I get that my oxygen up, draw my cards, and let's reevaluate where I'm at. I got fish, interesting. So now I have a nice synergy with the convoys on the fish. So let's go ahead and get my heat and my plant production up, because you don't want to slack on that. And it works out perfectly in the math too, which is always fun. Now, Interstellar Colony Ship and Phobos Space Haven, quite good. Both big fans of them. Now, the interesting thing here, looking back, is would magnetic field generators have been worth picking up? I have the power, but I'm not sure it would have. It's a very expensive card. I'm not sure if I'd have been able to have afforded to have played at any point during this run. But, you know, hard to say. So Cartel is a cool pickup here. Now I'm thinking really heavily about my ability to get Earth tags down for Cartel, especially with Olympus Conference. I decided to play Olympus Conference first, and then play down the Mass Converter so that I can get that sweet discount and energy coming in and draw a card. And with that, I see I can afford Phobos Space Haven. Imported hydrogen, I'm still thinking about using the fish. Language Observatory, nice too. I'm thinking I go ahead and pay this now for $6 to go ahead and get the extra titanium production. And 3 victory points. Might have been worth waiting another turn on that. I'm not really sure. It was a close call, but I'm relatively happy. But it's Gen 10, and so now I'm worried about my ability to terraform this planet. It needs to start moving fast if I want to win with this really cool setup. But I'm thinking robotic workforce. Is it worth it? Hard to say, but I'm going to go with yes. Better to be safe than sorry. Alright, so Earth Office. Now, looking back on it, that's a mistake. I should have played the anti-grav technology first. That would have saved me $1. So, don't do that. But let's go ahead and up my parameters, draw my cards, and I get an investment loan, which is excellent timing. Very happy to see that. With that, I should be able to start playing everything I want to play. Ideally, Earth Catapult would get played too, but I can't really think of a way to get Earth Catapult down. So I'm going to go with the second line of play, which is get my money up so I can play Earth Catapult easier. And the way I do that is with Nuclear Zone. I elect to go for some steel to help me with building stuff, and it gives me my next heat production bump. and I can play Cartel with just enough money to get an extra $5. And so because of that, I pass on drawing a card this turn. Thinking about the observatory, but I decide I'll pass on it. It doesn't do me anything immediately. So Gen 11, I'm still looking a little hairy on the terraforming, but lo and behold, I get a Soletta and a GHG. And I'm thinking here, is it worth playing Soletta Gen 11? And I look at my titanium, and I go, yeah, I think it's worth Soletta on Gen 11. I'll still get a lot of production from it. Still not 100% sure if this was the absolute correct play, but I had a lot of titanium that I wasn't using, so getting that going is definitely helps. And the sooner I get my temperature up, the sooner I can play fish. That's the other thing going through my mind. And then, hello, satellites? Do you see how many space tags I have? So now I play that to get the space tag. Oh, and also 2 cards for $1, you know. That's pretty cool. Mining rights is also nice. I decided to forgo the titanium. I'm not going to overpay for it. Go ahead and get the free GHG. Might as well. Brings me up to 16 heat, which is an excellent number. Arctic algae needs to go down because I need to start playing some oceans. And I'm thinking about mining rights. I decide, sure, why not? Now I decide to go for the steel because I already have 6 titanium, but only 1. Nope, but no steel production. Though I am getting in 2 a turn, which is nice. And here I think I make a mistake. I play a water splitting plant. It does help get my oxygen up a little quicker, but I think I was still good on it even without that. And so because of that, I consider that a waste of $8 and something that might have changed my amount of points I could have gotten in this game. You know, nothing fantastic here, but a mine is some points. Tropical Resort would have been worth, but I decided to skip all of it. I do think Tropical Resort might have been worthwhile. Maybe the mine as well, but hard to say, I suppose. I think I float some money this generation, so in retrospect of that, I should have picked them up. Giant ice asteroid, happy to see that. Use all my titanium there. And with the Arctic algae, that helps get me a lot of extra plants here. Obviously, you want some more plants to help terraform, though the card is tempting. But Lake Marineris here gets me another plant. And so this is why I say I think that my water splitting plant was a mistake. The Arctic algae plants are rolling in now, and I've already terraformed. So in retrospect, I shouldn't have done that. Strip mine at this point, I realize, oh yeah, I still have a strip mine, don't I? I probably should have played that at some point in the past, but you know, money being tight and all that, I just never got the chance to play it. And ultimately, I don't think it was much of a mistake to have done that. It was important to keep the 4 power in hand so I could keep using my steelworks and keep getting my steel. And so because of that, I don't think that strip mine not being played was a wrong decision. So now I'm trying to figure out, I have 2 oceans, I'm getting a free ocean, that brings me up to 8 oceans, so Ice Asteroid is 1 extra. So I think maybe I should hold off on playing the Ice Asteroid. But I definitely don't want to play my 2 Convoy and Hydrogen cards before I get my fish down, which I need another turn to get to. So let's go ahead and get my Titanium and money for a power, because I'm not hurting for power, is my thought here. Might as well draw a card. More card draw with all this cost reduction is great. Rad cities for 2. Rad suits for 2. Don't mind if I do. Pays for itself. Go and create a little pocket there for a future city. Especially since I have pets in hand. Note that. Foreshadowing. Grass is good. And here I don't really know what to do. I can't really play any of the rest of those cards until I get my heat up to 2. So I decided to go with the magnetizer. With 9 energy, might as well get some TR extracted from it. And then I passed at $25. And so that's why I say I probably should have grabbed the mine. And I probably should have thought about the tropical heat because I floated a lot of money that I could have used there. Immigrant City and Commercial District are obviously fantastic. Good point cards, especially since my plants aren't crazy. So it's a good way to get an easy 2 or 3 points like a greenery from that. Get my ocean, get my plants, and I get the final bump to get me to 2 heat, which is important because now fish is playable. Now at this point I want my power to go to my heat, so I don't want to use any of my facilities right now. Well, I have media group, so land claim is worth $3, which is nice. I decide let's go ahead and go for the ocean events. And get those fish on my fish. Large convoy costs just 1, so obvious no-brainer. Plus it draws me 2 cards, which does expand my options. More fish. And it is 6 victory points from that card. Excellent. And I get birds and herbivores. Birds I consider an obvious play. It's free 2 victory points for very cheap. Now, looking back on it, I should have played herbivores here. And the reason why is because I'm going to place a lot of greeneries, and I have enough money to terraform. And I don't do it. And then here I make a very obvious mistake of playing Immigrant City before I play my pets. That cost me a victory point 2. And now I'm thinking to myself, what do I want to do? Somehow I completely missed that pets exists. And I play the commercial district, and then I think, well, let's go for the adjacency. Let's go ahead and build a city. And about this time I go, oh no, I'm an idiot. Pets. Pets is a card I have. I just missed a victory point. Yep, there it is. So there's 1 point missed. Then herbivores is something else I'm thinking about, but I decided let's go for the city, because it is an extra income next turn, and I was going to play one there anyway. Let's go ahead and put down my 2 greeneries. None of the rest of the cards here really interest me at this time. But like I said, floating this much money and having this much energy coming in, I know I've got my heat. I know it'll be easy for me to get my ocean. I should have played herbivores, but I don't because I'm dumb. Now, if you do the math here real quick, you'll see that I need 3 heat bumps that cost 24. It leaves me with 5 heat perfectly, which is amazing. So I go ahead and do my heat bumps, and I do the heat trapping so I can get the 2 animals on my fish, or birds, your choice, and get $3 back because of media group. What a great card to have found here. I decide fish though. Draw cards, buy cards. Since it's the last round, power doesn't do anything now, So let's go ahead and do the magnetizer, and let's get my animals, and let's run the steelworks. So you'll notice I'm at 4 power right now. So this is why I said earlier that I wonder if the magnetizing generators would have been worthwhile here. They might have been. But anyway, hey, free card draw of 3 cards and $3 back. That's a heck of a deal. Artificial Lake gets me the last ocean and a victory point, which is nice, and I can place it in a nice location here in the right, which is going to get me a 2 ocean adjacency, and then when I place my plant next to my city, I get a 4 ocean adjacency. I felt pretty smart about that one, if I'm being honest. So notice I've placed down another greenery, and now I realize to myself, duh, herbivores. I've already missed a victory point from that. And I think actually, what else am I going to do with titanium here? Nothing. Overpay it. Alright. So now that I've thought to myself, gosh, I really should have played herbivores previously, I go ahead and play it. So in case you're counting, that's 2 victory points I missed from herbivores and 1 from pets. So already I see at least 3 victory points I missed out on because of my dumb decisions here. Land claim does get me $3 back, so might as well play it somewhere. Not convinced algae will do anything for me, so I'm going to wait and see on that one. And I'm going to go ahead and sell everything that I'm not going to play. I also should have sold Ice Asteroid as well. I don't know why I kept that around. Maybe thinking the extra titanium, but yeah, $15 spent for $3 isn't exactly a roaring deal there. I decided to go for the city there beside those 2 plants. I think both are fine, but I do get the chance of more ocean adjacencies with this play as opposed to going for the other 2 plant adjacency there. Good play because it lets me go to that pocket of water. It also gets me my last plant I need to get the extra money next turn. Now looking here, I see there's no way I can get the next one, so I'll go ahead and get the 1 victory point from the stress power. And that's all I can do. So there's 3 victory points that I at least see that were easily missed. Maybe you can find some others. So it's a little disappointing that I wasn't able to get more victory points there, but ultimately I still tied my all-time high score, which is 131. And I've done it with both Thorgate and Inventrix, not companies you'd normally expect to do that well with it. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.